Hey, this is King Simon. Remember, make sure you go to my website, kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com. That's kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com, or Linktree at King Simon the Numerovation. Get all 4 of my books, and of course, that's the Numerovation for mental stability. Numbers are simple, people are complicated. Numbers are simple, children's health is important, and no promotion is bad promotion. Just spell my name right. Make sure you get them now on all my links. That's kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com. Go now.
Rockers Movement presents the 2021 Miami Reggae Festival, healing the community with sound system culture. Saturday, August 7th and Sunday, August 8th, featuring from Germany, Warrior Sound International, the Immortal King Champion Sound from Kingston, Jamaica, Stone Love, Brooklyn's Champion Sound, King Addies International, from New York, the Champion Sound, Soul Supreme, from Jamaica, Wales in the country, it's Bass Odyssey, Downbeat the Ruler from New York City, Poison Dart from Tampa, and the Miami Ruler for years, King Whitey, the Sound of the Future, Adonai, On Track Disco, DJ Rocksteady, and many more. Hosted by dub poet icon Mutabaruka at the 2021 Miami Reggae Festival, celebrating Jamaica's Independence Weekend. Saturday, August 7th and Sunday, August 8th at the brand new RER Marketplace next to the Opalaka Flea Market. Tickets start at $25. For more info, visit MiamiReggaeFestival.com or call 305-900-5523. Celebrate Jamaica's independence and sound system culture at the 2021 Miami Reggae Festival.
All right, people. How you doing? It's your brother King Simon right here. Oh yeah, tonight. We got somebody special. Oh yeah, we got somebody special tonight. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Yes. Woo! Yes. We turned up. Oh man. We are turned up. Good evening. Big up to everybody that's tuned in. Welcome to King Simon Presents, featuring myself and Empress Aisha Amor. Oh yes. Just want to remind you that, of course, this coming Sunday, we are Our Ancestors' Wildest Dreams with Joycelyn Brown and Tiffany Davis, talking about their big Juneteenth event coming up. And then that Sunday evening, we have Amen Ra Valentine. Dr. Valentine's son will be in here, multi-talented artist, actor, and entrepreneur. And then that Wednesday on the 16th, we got music, religion, and spirituality with Brother Zion Lex. And then on that 17th, we got Sacred Secret in the building, giving them all a well-deserved round of applause. I see my partner and Vibe in the background, ready to do it, ready to make it happen. And we waiting for our guests to come on. We know how that works. Yes. Okay. Let's welcome right here our beautiful sister, the one, the only, Empress Aisha Amor. Hope she's off mute. Take off mute, girl. Get off the mute. You're on mute. There it is. What's up? How you doing?
Can hear me? Yes. How are you?
Everything is good. All right. How you been? Everything all right?
Yes, everything is good. Yes.
Absolutely. Wonderful. We got a special guest coming on, a superstar. I call him a superstar. No matter who you are, another king with another king. We kinging it out here. This is kings and queens. So we got him all the way, and I see him in the background before we throw him on, my goodness, I gotta play this video that they have on his website. Gotta play this video before I throw my brother on, because this brother is an extraordinary force. I've admired him since he defeated Roland Martin. Let's give that a round of applause. I'm loving it. When he defeated Roland Martin. And me and Roland had some battles back in the day, so I understand. So when you're doing for self and self-sufficient, Roland don't want nobody talking about him. So it's all right. But when we keep it moving, we keep it moving as Black original people. But without further ado, before we start that, I want to play this video and bring it in right here before we bring him in, because I see him on the backstage and I see him and I want to play this, man, because this is on his website, man, X for Boys, and he's a beautiful spirit. Let's start it right here as we go. Hold on. Here you go.
Albany police are investigating tonight a homicide robbery that happened in the 1300 block.
Albany police are investigating after a man was found dead inside a business on
It's been over 24
Don't play.
hours since the shooting on West Broad. Georgia Bureau of Investigation have arrested 60.
This thing's slowing up. Come on now, don't play with us.
16-year-old juvenile in connection with the January 14th shooting that left that one man is dead after being shot less than 2 hours ago.
Right now, the X for Boys is in the process of opening our life preparatory school for boys. We're opening a boarding school here in Albany, Georgia, and what we intend to do is continue to teach the skill trades, but we also want to make sure that the academics are being taught.
I'm a single parent, so it's difficult trying to raise a boy. And I know I would have never been able to, teach him some of the things that King Randall have taught him. And I'm just grateful and I'm glad that my son got a chance, because in today's society we need this. King taught him a bunch of trade skills. He taught him things that he never thought that he would learn. And being a single mother, I thought that was an asset, especially with a young boy growing into, adulthood.
Yeah, it taught me something different from my past. The program has helped me build myself to a better person.
This program is paramount in a young man's life. If you don't have the direction, if you are a single parent and you need that support system, you will find it here. It gives them an outlet in the community for them to grow and be supportive and meet other people.
Ever since being at this X for Boys organization, I have improved myself mentally, physically, and educationally. This program has turned my life around.
Our sons do not have so many advantages in this community, so I think this program will open a lot of those closed doors that they have.
This school is a definite need for Albany. We have a deadline. We actually have to raise $250,000 by December the 1st. We have repairs that we have to make on the building, our air conditioning units, roofing, cosmetic repairs.
The school for X for Boys is going to be very, very good. It was going to give multiple children a chance instead of just 6 or 7.
We always talk about the problems. We always talk about the issues. Well, this is a solution. We need to support the X for Boys.
Our communities are being plagued by death. Our young men are falling by the wayside. They're becoming dead mentally, and a lot of them physically. They're becoming a modern day Lazarus. But as one scripture says, it took one man to stand up and say, Lazarus? Lazarus? Yes, come forth.
We are not victims. We are victims. We are not victims. We are victims.
Oh my goodness. Without further ado, we're going to welcome right here on this virtual stage of King Simon presents with Empress Aisha Moore, King Simon in the building. Let's welcome the one, the only King Randall.
Yes.
What's going on? What's going on?
Oh, salute.
Thank you. Good to be here.
My brother.
Yes,
I love
sir.
You. I love you, brother. I love you.
You. Yes, sir.
I gotta say, I love Albany, Georgia, because I actually went out there last year with my former wife. She drove me out there because I was about to purchase 5 acres of land not too far from the Ray Charles Memorial.
Okay. Yes, sir.
And it fell through because the bank put a lien on my account for crazy reasons. But when I seen you popped up and said you doing something in Albany, son, I said, "Oh man, that's it."
Yes, sir.
Well, cause I wanted to do a healing center and all that, but I still, I'm still shuffling around. I went over there near by the lake. I went over there by the Ray Charles Memorial, and it was a beautiful, and it really pulled me in. And I was right
Yes,
there.
sir.
Albany State was right there across the street.
Yes,
And it
sir.
really pulled me in, and I was upset when I lost the money to do it, and I started crying. I'll be honest with you, because I seen when I drove through there, I seen the deprivation and all the stuff going on in the community. It was kind of, I seen brothers on the street. I seen brothers in the Nation of Islam on the street, and I went and bought a paper for them to show support.
Yes, sir.
And I went to that fish market, one of your famous fish places over there. And I bought some fish and ate and stayed there and ate. And I was talking to my ex-wife, or my former wife, about it.
What is Shabazz Fish Supreme?
Yes, sir. We went over there, man, and and it just gave me a vibe. But when the next couple of months, when I lost the money to go purchase that 5 acres, I said, man, and I got upset to myself, and I said, you know what? Sometimes you got to take a step back in order to move forward.
Exactly.
But King Randall, this is Empress Aisha Moore, so you know who you're talking to. And my brother, I am honored to finally get to talk to you, man. I've given money 3 times already, bought shirts, I'm waiting for the shirt to come. I'm just ready for all of them.
Yes, sir.
All the energy with this, brother.
Yes, sir.
How you been, man? How's the family? How's everything? How's the boys?
All is well. Right now, we're getting prepared for our summer program. The boys will be building 2 houses this summer on the land that we just purchased. So we'll be building 2 houses for the summer, just to kind of give the boys an idea of, HVAC, electricity, plumbing, flooring, sheetrocking, just building the house up from the ground. So it'll be 2 teams of 20 boys, 40 altogether. These houses will get judged by some celebrity judges. We'll announce those in the coming weeks. And the boys will be getting scholarships for these houses that they'll be building. And we plan to donate these 2 homes as well. So we're going to figure out who's going to donate those to. But as of right now, we start next Monday. With the program, and I look forward to it. But that's kind of what's going on now. But all is well. Yes, sir.
Man, I am proud of you, brother. Empress Aisha, you want to say anything before we get into the question? Please.
Yes,
I'm just excited. I'm so excited.
Yes, this is exciting. What got you started in this? Like, let us know. Like, what got you? What motivated you?
Well, where I live in Albany, of course, you saw in the video different, poverty rate, crime rate, etc. But also seeing many of my classmates. I just graduated in 2017, so some of my classmates have been killed since then. Some of my classmates have been to jail, etc. And so just kind of seeing all those things going on, and every time somebody gets killed here, everybody wants to have a meeting. Every time somebody dies, I'm just like, what can we actually do to fix some of those issues? Like, what can we do to get out here with the children that are killing other children? We just had a 17-year-old killed 3 days ago, killed by another 17-year-old. Wow. So these are issues that, I deal with. I take it personal, when some of these children are out, committing these different crimes, etc. So I just decided that I wanted to start working with the children. Instead of talking about them, I wanted to work with them. So the first things I started doing was doing field trips. I started doing field trips with the boys, taking them to Atlanta, Georgia, to the different African-American history museums, etc. Taking them to different civil rights museums, and kind of just letting them get a look at, where we've come from, etc. And then immediately after this, I started teaching the boys how to work on cars. We started doing automotive repair workshops, started teaching them how to work on change oil, change brakes, etc. Then after that, I did a summer program. I did this summer program out of my house in my dining room. Every day I had 20 parents that believed in this 19-year-old kid to teach their boys, how to be men. So, every day we did reading. I taught every day in my dining room. I had a small little dry erase board I put on my wall, and, I made it happen from there. So we started reading books. We were growing our own food. I had about 4 acres of land where my house is. I have about 4 acres of land. And so we started growing our own food. I was teaching them how to change toilets and ceiling fans and painting and sheetrock, firearms training. We did all these things. So after that, I graduated them on my birthday, July 26th of 2019. And during that year, every year the boys graduate on my birthday from the summer camp. And this year they'll be graduating on my birthday. That's kind of like my birthday present to myself, having them come through the summer program. So yeah, we've done a few things ever since then. Fast forward to now, we've gotten a lot of national attention, going viral a few times, etc. So it's just been beautiful to see how fast everything's happened from, me being completely broke, running this program to now, about to have our own school. So it's just been a beautiful journey. And I'm definitely appreciative of all the support we've had on our way.
Yes, sir. Brother, I grew up with a family. Matter of fact, my grandfather was a contractor, and he used to, in Jamaica, he built most of the houses in Jamaica and Spanish Town throughout those areas. And I watched him do plumbing and everything, and then I was under the plumbing, and I admire what I mean, when I wear this shirt, yes, I am, because you are the epitome of yes, I am. I am.
Yes, sir.
Whatever you want to be, what I'm saying? Whatever follows, I am. It is what it is, And coming, from your parents and coming out of the military. I know you're a former Marine. My father's a former Marine. My son is a former Marine, and all that. How has the discipline of your parents and the Marines helped you to also keep on moving and doing what you do?
Absolutely. Well, actually, the discipline actually helps me discipline my boys. Because I know a lot of people are like, well, how are you so young and you're able to control, all those children at one time? I'm just like, it's the consistency and the discipline. Of course, some of the things that I was taught, as I was, in the Marine Corps and growing up, some of the things I learned from my grandfathers, etc. And so sometimes people get the idea that the boys just completely enjoy the program and the ex-boys is this little fun little program and stuff like that. Like sometimes people, hear something from boys and be like, oh, they didn't want to come back and stuff like that. I'm like, yeah, because they're not used to anybody telling them what to do. They're not used to any discipline, etc. This is not about fun. We earn our fun that we have, but you will be listening. You will be making up your beds. You will be doing stuff at a certain time of the day. All these things you'll be doing. They're not used to that. So, of course, some of the boys will have bad experiences in the program because I don't play the radio with them.
That's right.
I'm, straightforward and, I'm teaching them how to be a man. So this is not about fun. This is about teaching. I believe, some people kind of get that misconception and also get the misconception that their children are going to change overnight. Like some people hear about the program and think they're going to send their kid. He's just going to change immediately. Like, oh, snap, it's going to change. I'm like, no, that's not how this works. It took him 15, 16 years to get the way he is. So it's going to take me a year or two. If that long, to break through those barriers, and it takes more time, so some of the children that I have had change in the program, they're still changing, as time goes by, because it took them, so long to get the way that they are. Especially when I don't have a solidified environment for them to be in, because sometimes I tell the parents, sometimes just the environment they're in, because the kids will come, I'll get temporary custody of some of my kids, and they'll come live with me for a little while. And I get like these angelic kids that never do anything. They ask to clean up. They ask that everything's done. Whenever I ask them, they go back home and they're like, he's not doing this stuff at home. And I'm just like, well, Mom, what are you doing? Because I'm just like, if he was with me for 2 months and he's doing everything in decency and in order, then he goes back home and he's immediately not doing these things. Where's the, issue coming? But again, I believe it's in their environments that they're in. And sometimes they have to be, fostering an environment where, somebody is teaching them. And a lot of them, over 90% of the children I work with don't have any fathers in the home. So that's extremely important in regards to them changing. Men are important in our children's lives, whether we want to believe it or not.
Right. I mean, that's the truth. Before I give it to you, Empress, because my father was in and out of my life. And I remember telling him, if you're a military man, and I studied, I was in paramilitary. I was in training martial arts and doing all that kind of stuff.
Yes, sir.
But I remember writing a letter to my father in red ink, telling him who was the men in my life that made me, the Elijah Muhammad, the Malcolm X, the Minister Farrakhan's, the great ones, the Martin Luther Kings, whoever. And how they because he wasn't there, and then the cycle so kept on, because at one time I also left my own family, and then I had to realize, no, we can't break this cycle, we can't keep this cycle going, because I almost on the street got in trouble for hanging out with the gangs and doing the craziness and hanging in the clubs and all that. And so I'm so proud that you have showed and let people know that the fathers are important just as much as the mothers, and the
Right.
mothers have to realize that and find the balance. So
Exactly.
moving on, brother. I know you've had strong father figure in your life, and that was definitely a plus for you, as well as a plus for you to be who you are today. So tell the audience what's going on as far as now that I've heard you got 40 acres now. It's not just 40 acres and a mule. You got 40 acres and building tractors and all kinds of stuff. Go ahead, brother. We talk about that.
Yes, sir. I just purchased 40 acres. I forgot what day it was closing. It was May the 11th, I think, or maybe a little bit before that. But I closed on the 40 acres at that time. And, being young, being 21, being able to show my boys what they're able to do and showing them possible. I think that's extremely important. A lot of children where I live don't get to see possible with their own eyes. Even taking the children out of town, et cetera. Some of these children who've never been outside the city limits have traveled, with the X4 boys. We've been all to California. We've been, to LA, San Diego. We've been to Colorado, Cincinnati, New York. We'll be going back to New York this weekend. We've been to Florida, Alabama, et cetera. These children who've never got a chance to ever travel anywhere outside of Albany, Georgia, have gotten a chance to travel. And so sometimes it's good for these kids to see that the ocean is big, go to the beach, and see big skyscrapers and see possible. They don't think anything's possible because they've never seen it. It's on TV and it's on, maybe in your school books or whatever, but we have to really see possible. And I love bringing that to Albany. I get to show my boys, like, look, this is what we're doing. You can make this happen as a teenager. You can make this happen as a young adult. I'm, not too far from my oldest kid. My oldest kid is 18, in the program, but I'm 21, but I'm able to teach him and mold him, and show him the way to go. So I definitely believe that's important. So I bought the 40 acres, just kind of showing my boys that we don't have to wait for anybody to do anything for us. No politician went and bought the land for us. Nobody that we asked coming up to come buy it for us. We did our work and we made it happen ourselves. And I believe that's something that's extremely important for our boys to see. So yeah, with that land, you will be teaching the boys wilderness training. I was just out there today doing a little wilderness survival skill stuff today. Also, we'll be teaching them how to grow their own food. We got to get some of the land cleared for that. We want to put a fresh food market on that side of town as well. There is no grocery store over there, so it's like a food desert, and it's on one of our more impoverished sides of town. So we want to put a fresh food market there, grow our own food, put our own fresh food in the food market. These are things that we want to do, and we plan to do soon. But right now the boys will be building houses on that land. Right now it'll be 2 small houses, like 1,000 square feet, just something for them to be able to get their hands on and be able to build in about 6 weeks. So this is what the boys will be doing for the summer, but that's what we'll be doing on the 40 acres of land.
Wow. Well, he's coming to the Bronx the 12th, I think. Yeah, I'm coming to the now. Yeah, and she lives in the Bronx. You live in the Bronx, Empress. You live in the Bronx. So go ahead, Empress. Please ask your question.
Yes, when y'all come to New York, what are you all going to be doing?
We'll be doing a workshop. We'll be teaching some boys there how to change brakes and change oil on a car. So if anybody's in the Bronx area, from 11:30 to 1 p.m., we'll be at the Garvey School in the Bronx. So if anybody, has any children 11 to 17 that can come out and, come learn this for free, you just show up and come out there and learn how to change some oil and change some brakes.
Are girls welcome? Or girls welcome too?
Nope, it's all boys.
Okay.
No distractions. I like that.
I understand. But you know what's so funny? When I watched that video that I played before we started, the boys in the suits and looking good and strong, it's telling me that you're also prepping them to be husbands one day.
Absolutely.
To be fathers one day. For women that is worthy of it, of course. Just Absolutely. Like we want worthy women want worthy men, and that is that type of training going on in the school, the grooming and all that to know how to be respectful to women and all that. And Albany, please.
Absolutely. For one, we want to have a boarding school, and a lot of people always ask why board. I think boarding is extremely important, again, because we take them out of their environments where they may not be learning the best things. Also, with the grooming portion, we're developing habits with the children every day. So they'll have certain things they'll be doing every day at the same time to develop habits as a man, like such as making up your bed, praying at a certain time, getting up at a certain time, going to brush your teeth, put on deodorant, reading, all those things, talking amongst each other, having conversation, just all these things, including teaching them how to court. So what we'll be doing soon is actually having a big dinner like an actual formal dinner, teach the boys what silverware to use, like how place setting on a table, etc. But we'll also have young ladies there, and actually teach the boys how exactly do you court, like what do you have, what conversations do you have at the table, how do you approach a young lady. But this also teaches the girls who'll be attending how they should be courted, because they don't even know how a guy should approach them. So sometimes we'll be like, oh, why would she talk to him and he said that? Well, she didn't know anything better because she didn't have a dad. So these things are important. I want my boys to set the standard, for other men. So even whatever woman they come into contact with, even if it doesn't work out, you let the lasting impact and, you let the standard set. So that young lady, will look to another man and be like, well, you ain't opening my door. You're not, pulling out my chair. You're not, doing this or taking care of that. So you're not worthy of my time. And I want that to, my boys to be able to raise the standard in that area. So, yeah, we do plan to teach them how to court. I think that's extremely important, because seeing how some of them, try to approach young ladies and stuff like that, they don't know. So I'm just like, you don't say that, don't send that, take that back. That's not how you do it. You don't say that, but they don't know, so somebody has to teach them.
That's powerful, brother. And I remember in the nation, when I was a part of the Nation of Islam, they had the FOI MGT class, and the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad separated that for a reason, so women can know how to be women, to prepare for a man, and men could be men, so they could prepare for women. And courtship, I've had a big major discussion about that from women, and that's why I think we're going down the road, going downhill, because we're not doing the courting. We're not doing that anymore. We're not learning each other. We don't even have chaperones no more. No chaperones.
Exactly.
So watch out before y'all get into something, because we know man and woman nature is man and woman nature. It is what it is. Let's be real. We're going to be attracted. So that's very important. I'm so proud that you're even going down. And people will say that's old school, but that's true school.
Yep.
It's true school for somebody like myself and those that are elders. I know you're an old soul, man. Just look at that number you born under. That's 26. I know you're an old soul, bro.
Yes,
so
sir.
I'm proud of you, man. Go ahead, Empress Aisha, boy, please. I'll share your question.
Now, I understand about the courting part, but you know how girls learn how to be like parents, mothers? Would they be learning any type of parenting classes as well?
Well, for the boys?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. So a lot of them watch me parent already. I have two sons, King Randall II and King William. Both of these boys, they kind of watch me have around all the time. They watch how I treat their mom, etc. A lot of these things I make sure they're around for. And it's extremely important, because it's not really like something you could teach all the time. Like, a lot of it's going to be innate learning. And what I mean by innate learning, these are things that I won't be able to teach in a class. These will be things that they have to watch me, and learn. Such as like kind of how you learn how to fry chicken. Like, never really, like your grandma never taught you how to like fry chicken. It's just you happen to be going to make some water like 5 times out of the month or whatever, and you happen to see her breading the chicken, or kind of like how I learn how to grill. Like, my uncle didn't teach me how to grill. I just happened to be going outside while I was playing football with my cousins, and happened to see how he was grilling, and happened to see how
yes.
So I think a lot of that is how they learn how to parent too, because they watch their fathers, or they watch their mothers parent, etc. So I definitely believe them just having to be around other men who are fathers is going to teach them how to be fathers themselves. And I always tell the boys, watch all the mistakes that I make, and make sure you don't make those same mistakes, so that way you become a better father, and then you teach your children the same thing on down the line, so that way the mistakes are kind of subtracted as generations go by, because sometimes we're not paying attention to the mistakes, and even with in our generation, we look at our civil rights leaders as perfect. Sometimes I'm just like, no, they made mistakes too. Watch the mistakes that they made, and then keep it moving. Or whatever, we can acknowledge how great they were, but they all made mistakes. So let's not make those mistakes that they made, and then we can be greater. And that's kind of where I stand. But they definitely have to have some parenting classes, absolutely. Especially with them being, so young and not having fathers almost their whole lives. So it's kind of like, having to, crash course. This is how you be a dad, so, but absolutely, they'll definitely be, all those family components are extremely important to me. And to me, those are more important than just the schooling. I believe those things are more important than anything.
That's powerful. People that were just tuning in, we are speaking with King Randall the First. Now,
Yep.
El Numero Uno family. Make sure you
Yep.
know. Man, King Randall the First, the founder of the X for Boys in Albany, Georgia. For more information, please email them at admin at thexforboys.org. Big up to Alex Vanderbilt. She's an awesome person. Alexandra, she's an awesome person. So big up to that sister, man. Don't forget, go to the IG, go to the FB, of course, the new emerging king. Make sure you go to that. Don't forget, donate, and buy some merch. Stop playing. Donate and buy some merch at the website. Let me say it to the people in the back. Donate and buy some merch at the website. I ordered three t-shirts supposed to come. So it's on fire. I can't wait. I'm here in New York. I'm gonna sport it, man. So
Yes, sir.
Man,
Will I see y'all in New York?
I'm gonna try to make it through personally in the Bronx. I'm gonna try to make. I don't know if Empress Aisha is gonna come, but if she could come, I don't know. You said it's for boys. She got girls.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
she can come. I'm saying the workshop itself is for the boys. Like, I mean, if they want to stand around, they can. But I'm gonna be directly teaching the boys.
Okay. I'm gonna see if I can make it out there. I want to come out there and see this because this is gonna be awesome, brother.
Yeah, please come.
Yes, this is cause I'm full of energy. You gonna know who I am when I come in.
Absolutely, yes, sir.
You know, but before we move on, Empress, did you have another question? Did you have another question for him? Please.
Yes. What do the X stands for?
The X stands for unknown. So it's almost like in a math equation. Our motto is "Let us make man," and it's the X for boys. So we're solving for X, and we're teaching boys how to be men.
Okay, I love it. You know what? This is very deep, and this is really important. I'm so proud of you for doing this because I was having a discussion about how there's a lot of single parenting going on, and that is also going on in my household. But I don't have boys, so it's different, But I think that is very very key to do this because the world is becoming very chaotic. They're teaching girls they sexualizing our children,
Right.
teaching them how to just be everything and anything but wholesome, individuals
Right.
with quality standards. And so this is very important that you're doing this, and I commend you for doing this.
Thank you. I
don't
appreciate
know.
it.
Yes, and I don't know what I mean. Being so young, most young people are so focused on their own careers in a different way. It's like what they want to do. They want to get their house, their cars. They want to live a lavish life. And to me, you're doing this, and this is something that I would see someone who has already lived a long life, who has said, okay, you know what? Now let me just cater my years to the youth. But you have decided as a young man to cater your years to the youth and to grow with them, and they grow with you. And
Right.
they need that, because now they have a mirror reflection, and you're so close to their age group that it's easy for them to actually see the possibilities of what they can achieve in life. So
Right.
I commend you for that.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it so much. I know a lot of people, do. Some people have a problem with my age and what I do. I have a few detractors, who will say, "Oh, you're young and you haven't lived enough, etc." And I'm like, I understand what you're saying. I do. I'm like, but that's not going to stop me from what I'm doing. I'm just supposed to stop because I'm young. But that's not necessary at all. I'm not going to stop because I'm young. I always tell them, I learned how to be a man from other men. I can see if I was saying, oh, I'm teaching y'all how to be men, but I had no manly characteristics, And I learned from my grandfathers, my uncles, my stepfathers, I learned from many different men how to be a man. So if I can, instill in them those principles, I think those things would, make a difference in teaching those boys how to be men. So yeah, that's where I'm at with that. And I believe, in working now and playing later, because a lot of our, again, people of my age will want to play now. They want to go travel and, do all this funny stuff, all that, and haven't built anything. And I'm just like, well, while my body's still developing, while I'm still growing a beard, and while my back's still good, while my elbows don't hurt, none of that stuff, I want to put in work now. So when I do turn 35 and 36 or 40 or whatever, I would have worked so much as a youth. I can play at that time. I can go, relax and travel when I turn 35, 36 or whatever, and go, hang out with my kids and stuff, because I built so much, to be able to relax. I don't want to have taken my whole time, and, you know, had so much fun and hadn't built anything for my grandkids yet. And I always tell my boys, you know, to work for their grandchildren. I'm like, because, you know, if you would have thought about your grandchildren earlier, you know, then you could have been putting stuff together for them. And I always ask, you know, I'm like, man, what if my granddad would have did something, you know, different to thinking about me while he was a kid, you know? And so I'm just like, I'm thinking about things, you know, ahead of time like that. Because some of the stuff I may not see, I may be dead before, you know, I see the benefits of the things that I'm doing now, you know, but I believe it's extremely important because other communities do the same things. They're preparing, you know, for their families years ahead of time. They're preparing for their grandchildren years ahead of time, you know, and I feel like that's something we can do for our children's wealth building. So that's kind of where I stand with that.
That's very commendable for you to do that, and it's very inspiring. You know,
Thank
and
you.
what do you advise? Like, what would your advice be to other young people that's like in their 20s right now who just focusing on themselves? Like, what would you like advise them to do? Like,
I would say, you know, there's nothing wrong with focusing on yourself. It's not for everybody. It's not easy in the least little bit. You know, having to get up 2 o'clock in the morning and go holler at some parents and their kids and see what they're doing, or having kids come live at your house, etc. That definitely is not the easiest thing in the world. It's not for everybody. However, if you are focusing on yourself, make sure you're thinking about, you know, what you're planning to do as far as building a legacy for your family. You know, and building something to take care of your family, building some wealth for your family. I know it's, you know, easy and, you know, cliche to think about yourself, but I feel like, you know, if many of us would put our foot forward and think about other people around us, and even I tell people, you know, who plan to be fathers, I don't feel like you're a real father if you're not invested in the community where your children have to live. Even if, you know, I wasn't doing this, I would still be doing some type of community work because my child has to grow up out there in that community where these kids are getting killed every day and stuff like that. So as a dad, I'm trying my hardest to go out there and figure out what can I do to make sure this child ain't one that's gonna kill my son. You know, so these things are extremely important. You don't have to do what I'm doing, but you got to do something, you know, if you're a father in regards to your children having to live in this community. So I definitely feel like all men, you know, that have children should be doing some type of community work where their children have to live so they can make sure they're not, you know, making those mistakes and making sure they're building the next generation.
That's right. That's right. Those that are just tuning in, we got Brother King Randall the first in the building. Remember, the founder for the X for Boys in Albany, Georgia. Make sure you go to their website, go to their social media. Of course, the website is, of course, we know what the website is, the X for Boys.org. Make sure you get these t-shirts, donate, because this doesn't run on just talks. This runs on work and talks and money and circulation of finance to help these boys develop. You know, you're born the same day as Anthony Browder, the brother who wrote The Anthropologist and the author who wrote, of course, the Browder Files and various other great books in history. Are you planning on taking those boys to Egypt and those places? Because that's what he's doing a lot of work to show them the world. Are you planning on doing those type of tours over to Africa and all that? Please.
Yes, sir. We have a few trips planned for overseas. Of course, after everything dies down and we're able to move around, the boys will be taking trips to South Africa, etc. We do have a few trips planned for Zimbabwe, Ghana. So we definitely plan to take the boys overseas or across the pond to go to the motherland, etc. Because I would love to see, you know, for them to see where some of their ancestors may have come from. And like I said, I think it'll be a beautiful experience. It'll be a good spiritual experience. And also for a lot of our boys, you know, I always tell them, you know, they may not know what somebody else may not have. And, you know, you have to see it with your own eyes for you to be grateful for what you have. One of my boys, he got my truck for the first time. I went to pick him up for the first time to come to the program. He gets in my truck, and my truck had a full tank of gas. And he was like, man, I ain't never seen nobody with a full tank of gas before. You know, he was like, my mom always putting like $10 in the car or something like that. I'm just like, oh man, you know, but it made me be grateful just to be able to fill my truck up, you know. So that's you know where I stood with that, you know, and that always rings with me. So to take them over there, you know, some of them complain about, you know, cleaning up and all that stuff and complain about their lifestyles. I'm just like, man, you can go sweep the floor like some kid ain't even got no floor. You know, so I'm just like, be grateful for what you have. But of course, it's different for you to see it with your eyes and to see these children wanting to learn, etc. And even reading like Booker T. Washington's book, you know, when he's a former slave, I was telling them, I said, man, imagine a slave having a better vocabulary than you. Imagine a slave being able to write better than you. Imagine a slave being able to. I said, you can't even understand half these words he's writing. And he was a former slave. I said, you ain't never been no slave. And you don't even understand half of these words. You can barely spell, but that makes them want to work harder. They like, man, I didn't even think about it like that. I'm like, yes, it hit hard. Like, man, this man write and read better than me. And he was a slave, so he couldn't even read his whole life. So these are things to think about, man. These are things to think about. And looking at our public school system, et cetera, like that's where we're headed. We're headed back down to being slaves again, man. We can't even read. So that's where we are. And I definitely feel like, what I'm doing is extremely important, especially in teaching them reading, et cetera. I believe all the children just have many different things they need to know.
And that's a good look, brother. And I'm gonna send Alexander the Tony Browder's Anthony Browder's contact, because he's actually doing a dig there. So when you want to travel out there and y'all want to see somebody excavating some tombs and some kingdoms and some that, they can see that for themselves. And it's gonna take a while. They could always go or Brother Jabari or Ashra Kwesi, because they need to see where their ancestors or where we built temples. I mean, the greatest temple out there is the Queen Hatshepsut, and they say 30 Empire State Buildings could hold in that temple.
Wow.
Built by our people. So let's we need to see those great things, brother. And
right.
I'm praying for y'all. I'm praying for your strength. I'm supporting. I'm going to be supporting because I see what's happening. And I want you to talk about some of the low points, because I know there's some low points. You said earlier about detractors. Let's talk about, because what I always say, haters make us greater. That's what I always say. So talk about some of that, and then we're going to keep it moving. Haters make us greater, and they're making me great. I mean, people hate me, King Randall, for my smile, brother. I can't believe it. So please talk about that and how people can continue to help, because of no matter what they're throwing out there. I've seen certain influential men and women throwing out some aspersions out there, but I look past all that madness, because if they ain't doing what you're doing, I don't even want to hear it. That's how I see it. So go ahead, talk about it real quick, please.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I don't really get too much into, negativity or whatever, but of course,
I understand.
There are people, who detract against what I'm doing. Like my first year of summer camp, they sent out the code enforcement to my house or whatever like that, because they was like, "Are you doing a summer camp here? You gotta get a permit, blah blah." Of course, I did get a permit and stuff like that, but people, it was like somebody called on you and said, you were holding a summer camp, and I had a few different times people have made posts about me, etc., try to talk about my family. Even just this past 2 weeks, after we made the announcement that we weren't, going to purchase the school from our school system anymore, because they were trying to force us to be able to teach their curriculum and allow them to come into our school. And I told them that we were not purchasing that school if we had to do that. So they were like, "Oh, he's lying," and they're making up all these posts, and they've been talking about my personal family and all that stuff. I mean, it's been crazy. But of course, we don't give them any attention. These guys are 40 something years old, almost 50. And, it's just funny, seeing all of it. But of course, some of my boys, they're real defensive of me. And so some of them like, "Man, we heard about this stuff they saying about you and stuff like that." I'm just like, "Hey, do you see me responding? Ain't no need for you to respond either." I said, "They're just mad because they can't do what you're doing." I said, "Imagine you being 47-year-old and you mad at 21-year-old and some teenagers." I said, so it is what it is. I said, obviously we make an impact. I said, because they aren't doing what they wish, we could do. And I know some people like have issues because like we have white supporters too. And I was just like, "Well, what y'all want me to do?" I'm like, "Y'all want me to make a disclaimer and say, 'Hey, white people, you're not allowed to like what we're doing'?" I'm just like, "What you want me to do?" And stuff like that. So they're like, "Oh, you able to go on the news and you went on Fox?" I said, "I went on CNN too." I'm just like, I'm giving the same message everywhere I go. It's do for self. I'm like, I go on Fox, say the same thing, CNN say the same thing. I've been on so many right-wing networks, left-wing networks, pro-black platforms, everywhere. Everywhere I go is giving the same message. I said, but what you should be more proud of is that the program and what we're teaching is unifying so many people. I said, that's what you're not paying attention to. I said, you worried about whose show I went on or whatever. It's unifying so many people just based off of us, doing work and telling other people you should be doing something like this in your community or doing something positive in your community instead of complaining, because I have a wristband wristband on now. My management team says, "Don't complain, adjust." That's the managing group that manages me, DCA management, but it's called Don't Complain, Adjust. That's what we do. We don't complain about anything. We just adjust. So those things I believe are extremely important in regards to what we're doing. And like I said, we have many detractors, but it's all good. Some of them just wish they were doing what we were doing.
Yeah, I only pointed that out because sometimes people got to recognize that there are going to be those forces that's going to come against you.
Of course.
But those are challenges that's going to challenge us to become better.
Right.
Like you was just saying, don't complain, just adjust. In the military, they say don't make excuses, make adjustments. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
That's what you're supposed to do. So I respect that immensely. Empress Aisha, you got a question, please. You got a question, Sister Empress?
Yes. How supportive is your family?
Oh yeah, so family's probably my biggest support. My mom and my son's mother. I mean, grandma, stepfather, aunties and uncles. Everybody, is supportive of what we're doing. I call my uncle and he'll help me. Like he's the one who helped me do my first workshop with the boys. I use his garage, to teach the boys how to do change oil. My grandma, my mom, they made sure I was able to feed the children sometime. Like I told you, I was broke at one point doing it. So, they helped me feed the kids and helped me keep my lights on and stuff like that at the time because I had lost my job and stuff. So we got to a bad point, but if it weren't for my family, grandma, them making sure we could rent vans for field trips and stuff, like it got a little hectic. And, my son's mother, she cooked for him sometime and stuff, just everybody's, there, and making sure we're together. Because if it weren't for my family, definitely I wouldn't be as far as I am. But they definitely help out a whole lot. And they've always been a big support of what I'm doing.
Sorry about that. I had to mute my background. How do you feel about the girls that you're going to be inviting for when they start learning how to court? Are those girls going to be girls that are also going to a similar type of school or coming from that type of, education?
Well, I actually would rather the girls be like girls like coming from the regular public schools, etc. I would love for these young women who don't know at all how to be courted or how somebody should talk to you or how you have conversations at the dinner table, etc. I would love for these girls to learn as well. We're going to have women a part of this program as well. But I want to make sure that they're learning, how young men or how young women are supposed to, talk to each other at the table and stuff. Because like I mentioned before, I look at how some of my boys are trying to talk to girls. I'm just like, dude, you don't say that. That's not how you approach them. That's not how you go in the DM. That's just all of it. Just no. I'm like, stop it. That's not how you do it. So, it's just a lot of teaching has to go on. But definitely with the young women, they have to have some teaching too. And I think they could get taught, from other boys who can set a standard for them and how, young men are supposed to address them and how they're supposed to be spoken to, etc. Like I said, I want for my boys to set a standard for other young men that may come into their lives.
Well, brother, just keep up your prayer, keep the security tight, keep your forces tight around you. You know how that works. Sometimes they try to send all kind of stuff, but if you're praying and doing those regimen and staying focused, brother, I love what you're doing, man. And I'm coming back out there to Albany, Georgia. I don't care. I was gonna be right there at Grooveland, that Grooveland area, right off of Grooveland. That's where I was gonna be at. That's where I was gonna purchase land at. But I love it. I was gonna call it the Grooveland Healing Place. I mean, I had all kinds of mindsets for that place. But I'm never going to give up on leaving legacy, because what you're doing, brother, is leaving a serious legacy, but also you're showing the boys how to make currency so they can leave legacy also. And how important to you for you to teach those boys about generation wealth, whether it's cryptocurrency, gold, silver. How important is that? Are you going down that road also, my brother?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Financial literacy is extremely important. That's something that we kind of don't take serious in our community, which is why I believe we don't have a lot of things done in our community, because we don't take care of our finances. Sometimes we get money and just it falls right out of our pocket, and even with the kids, some of them just they just have to spend money that they get. Like I'll take my boys on the field trips and their parents will maybe send them with like $20, $40. And they feel like they have to spend the entire money. Now, mind you, I buy all their food. I buy them snacks when we go to the gas station. I pay for their tickets to go where they're going. And they still have to, can we please go to the gas? Like they're begging so they can go and spend all their money on snacks and juice and all that. I'm just like, why do you have to spend your money if I'm buying you snacks? Like they just have to go to the store and just have to spend it. So I think it's almost like a sickness. I'm just like, you got to stop. So definitely got to teach financial literacy in regards to our boys, especially in our community, because we do not take finances serious at all.
Yes, we wasn't taught that in school, brother. We was not taught that, and they took out a lot of things. Now, are you also implementing any type of music and playing instruments and all that too in your school too?
Absolutely. We have a band director. He'll be coming from one of the schools to teach the boys band. My younger brother is extremely into band. He's great at playing the trombone. I play a few different instruments myself, and we definitely want to get the boys into the different arts, even with theater, etc. We want to get the boys into many different things because sometimes we don't know what their talents are because they haven't been exposed to other sports outside of basketball and football or outside of other regular instruments, etc. So I want to make sure the boys are getting to many different things because sometimes they don't know what they don't know. So we'll be doing other sports like professional billiards, professional ping pong. I even know ping pong players make like $140,000 a year on average. So professional esports and playing video games. All these many different sports that they'll be playing outside of basketball and football. Because I always tell our boys, I understand you want to make it to the NFL and the NBA, but if you're not like every day practicing and working on your craft, etc., you're not gonna make it, man. These guys are special. Those guys are exceptional at their jobs, and you got millions of children that want to play basketball and football, and only a few hundred make it. So you got a better chance of being struck by lightning, and that's a fact. So I want to make sure that they understand you got to, branch out and don't, put all your eggs in one basket because we love to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Go ahead, Empress. What you wanted to say? Go ahead, Empress.
I'm still at awe at your whole purpose, and I think your age does play a major role in my awness, and I just would love to know, how do you deal with the pressure of just building this empire that you're building? Like, how do you find your me time and balance yourself out? Like, what do you do to balance out?
Well, I try to find some me time in the midst of traveling sometime. I like to read books. I play video games every now and then. I play with my children. I always go pick up Baby King and we'll roll around the city and go get ice cream and go hang out and stuff like that. So I try to find some me time. A lot of it's consistent of work because I am with the children every day. So I make time sometimes, but sometimes it's not required because I have a lot of energy. But every now and then, sometimes, like, even though I shouldn't, some detractors get to me. Sometimes it gets me in a bummy mood. Yeah. When people are, especially from our hometown, are like, trying to, slander me and stuff like that for no reason. And even when I don't bother anybody or say anything about anybody, but that's how that goes. So sometimes I may get in a bummy mood, and I just kind of just sit back and watch TV and just kind of back away from the world for a little bit. Get off social media, etc. So sometimes I have to make me time for my mental health. Other than that, I mean, I enjoy what I do. I mean, I don't have to really take a break from it because it's like it's not like a job. I mean, I love it. I love working with the kids. I love, having to talk to their parents. I love having to discipline them. I love having to take them on field trips and teach them how to work on cars. All that goodness. I love it. Yes. So it's not like a job for me. I just enjoy doing it. And I love waking up every day and having to do what I do. So it's not even almost like pressure. It's just something I feel like I have to do. I feel pressure if I don't do it. I feel pressure if I'm not building anything. So I definitely feel like, it's actually a relief for me when I'm, building these things for the boys.
You definitely got that Leo energy, brother. You definitely got that Leo energy for real. And I love it because, some great Leos in the world like Haile Selassie back in the day, and reggae artists like Beanie Man and various other people, and even Daniel Pina, and even Brother Polite is also a Leo. So you got a lot of energy that I see what's going on with you, man. And that's what I love about that energetic fire energy that you just whipping out there and continue to do the work. And you're roaring like a lion, regardless of what the whole world is trembling right now. You may not recognize this, but I see even deeper. And I'm 54 years of age, brother. And I see it. I see the world roaring for you, man. And I'm rooting for you 100%. I'm not gonna we got to keep you because I know you're a busy man, my brother. I just wanna mention that place in the Bronx again. I know y'all gonna be here June the 12th. Mention the area because I had to fly and I can't even fly in the fly right now, but I'm gonna shout it out as soon as I get to it. So please talk about the Bronx event that you're doing for free for the boys, please.
Absolutely. We'll be in the Bronx this Saturday, June the 12th, from 11:30 to 1 p.m. at the Garvey School. So it's free for all boys ages 11 to 17 to come out and learn how to change brakes on a car and how to change oil. So it'll be 11:30 to 1 p.m. Please show up if you can. There's no sign up necessary. Just kind of show up on time, and because we're going to get started on time, and I'll be donating some tools to a young man that I believe is put his best foot forward. A young man that I feel like really is into what we're teaching, and I'm going to make sure he's able to start his own little automotive repair business where he is. So we're going to buy him a car jack, the jack stands, all the necessary ratchets, etc., to be able to start working on people's cars. Just a simple startup automotive repair job, and I want to donate those tools to a young man there.
That's beautiful. I love that. We gotta go. Next time we gotta make it out there.
Okay, great. That's great.
We gotta make it out.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna make it up there. You said what time again? What time?
11:30 a.m. to 1 p.m.
Can you hear me? What time?
11:30 a.m.
11:30 a.m. 1 day. Well, at the Garvey School, Pavley, at the Garvey School, June 12th. At the Garvey School, June 12th in the Boogie Down Bronx. My brother, I want to thank you because I know we only pressed for time. I want to thank you for coming on, my brother.
I appreciate y'all. Absolutely.
And let's give a round of applause. Brother, round of applause. Let's give a round of applause right now. Let's give a round of applause. Thank you.
I appreciate you all.
Thank you, brother.
You are standing in your light. You are definitely, King Randall, you are standing in your light. You are walking your purpose. And this is, what you're doing is divine. It's divine.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
So,
and thanks to Alex and thanks to everybody over there. Thank you all. Okay, thank you, my brother.
I appreciate you all. Peace out.
Peace
out. That's our brother King Randall. Man, that was. I hope you enjoyed it. Did you enjoy it?
Yeah. Brothers and sisters like are always so inspiring.
Yes.
And it's good to see that, all of the things that we complain about, and just to see that, there are people out here who are coming up with solutions, mm-hmm. and not just sitting around complaining. That's amazing.
That's right.
It's like being fearless out here. You got to be fearless out here, and even in the state of fear, just to have that bravery and the courage to just follow your heart. That's amazing. I think
I am so much in awe with the brother, man. I knew he was one of those energies, man. I knew he was one of those leadership energies. I forgot to say your birthday, you're a Leo too. So I knew he was one of those energies. I knew he was one of those energies, sister. I can feel it. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Yes.
And I commend him. I love what he's doing. Please, Pat family, go to the website. Go to the website. Let me put the website up. Everybody, go to the website and actually get some merchandise support. I mean, he got T-shirts on here talking about. One T-shirt says "Face everything and recover." The other T-shirt says "Make men great again." The other T-shirt says "Big boy faith." The other T-shirt is "The hype doesn't stop the work." The hype doesn't stop the work. I can't wait till that T-shirt come. I ordered like 3 different shirts. I already know what I'm ordering. I already ordered every one of them, at least 3 of those shirts, different ones of them, because I want to represent the brother. I mean, this shirt is by Unc Rising Sun. Yes, I am. Always. Anything you follow with I am. That's who you are. Yes, you are. I am. Say I am. Remember, in that Bible, it talks about the great I am. So anything that follows is God, baby. Anything you put behind I am is God. I am this. I am a healer. I am this. I am that. I am a builder. I'm a constructor. I am righteous. I am God having a human experience. So we gotta always recognize that in higher levels. So I'm so thankful to have him, and I'm thankful. Thank you very much for holding it down while I was coming in and out because I'm here going through some computer stuff, going through some. But it's all good. That's what we're supposed to do. That's what we do. Family, do remember coming up. Do remember coming up, family. We got some great things coming up this coming Sunday, courtesy of our beautiful sister Empress Aisha.
It sounds staticky. You can hear me?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah. I'm trying to. Yeah, I'm trying to make sure I'm back on point. Can you hear me now? You can hear me?
Yes, now I can hear you.
Okay, great. Okay, great. This coming Sunday, early that afternoon. This coming Sunday, early that afternoon, we got these two beautiful sisters, Joycelyn Brown and Tiffany Davis. That's right, to speak about their up and coming Juneteenth event happening on June the 19th, 2021. And of course, the theme is "We Are Our Ancestors' Wildest Dreams." We just had a young man who is his ancestors' wildest dreams.
True.
King Randall is his ancestors' wildest word.
Yes.
We, myself and I, are our ancestors' wildest dreams. And then those Ye and TT is also the ones who are also part of the sponsors of the Red Hook project that they have, and they are their ancestors' wildest dreams. So hey, we got every one of us out there are our ancestors' wildest dreams. So make sure y'all tune in at 12 o'clock on Saturday, and then that evening, we're proud to have on our brother Amen Ra, affectionately known Bam. That's Phil Valentine's son. He's been in Law and Order. If you're watching Law and Order, you see this bright brother, man. He's so full of energy in those shows. Multi-talented artist, actor, and choreographer. He's choreographed for people like Mary J. and all types of people. So we're going to have him on our virtual stage. And then Wednesday on Tupac Shakur's birthday, I'll be talking more. I think I'm breaking up. Okay, there you go.
Okay, you sound better. Okay.
I'm gonna. This is Tupac Shakur. I'll be telling a little story about Tupac Shakur because I did security with him. I did security for him at the hospital when he got shot the first time. But we have our brother this day on Tupac's birthday on June the 16th. Music, religion, spirituality with Brother Zion Lex, hosted by myself and Empress Aisha Moore. And then to close out the month before I head on down south, we got Sacred Sister, Sacred Secret coming in. This is Sacred Secret, entrepreneur and transformational coach. She's gonna be coming in the building. A great sister. I'll be doing something about candy coming up. I will be there for June the 27th in Atlanta. I'll be there. So yeah, I know I see. I got to just keep it moving. I can't even worry about the computer stuff. I can't even worry about the computer stuff. I got to just keep on moving. I got to keep on moving. We got no time for the bull crap. I know we're in the retrograde in energy, and I could switch computers, but hey, we don't have the. But let me just pull that out. Hopefully, everything will start working well. Again, please, family, go and support our brother. The xforboys.org, the xforboys.org. They got a part in there that you can donate, and you could buy the merchandise and all of that. So make sure you support King Randall. He was just on. If you missed it, that's your business. You can rewind this and hear what the brother is saying. He's doing phenomenal work throughout the community. And let's big up our beautiful sisters. Let's get into our sisters' product. Are you ready to talk about your products, beautiful?
Of course, of course.
Of course. Go ahead. Let them know. Let them feel the energy.
Okay, sisters, this is 1 million adornments. 1 million, go to the IG, 1 million _ adornments, and just hit me up. It's going to be about the floral earrings. That is my signature. I make simple earrings, but my signature are the floral earrings. This one I have on are my red, black, and green ones, and I love these. These are my revolutionary ones. So yeah, check it out. Yes.
We didn't see that. We're gonna have to pull the picture off. Go ahead.
These are my black and green ones. You know, so most of them going to be different. A lot of them are just like I just make them, and I just go by the spirit. I just put it together. I'm not sitting here trying to make every single pair look alike, and I'm just flowing. So y'all just look, check it out. Check it out.
So, yeah, those earrings looking good, girl. I see those there. Look at them. Turn to the left and turn to the right, girl.
Yeah, and they lightweight. You know, they not see my hole in my ear and stuff.
Yes.
They're not pulling and all that. They're not pulling down and all that other stuff. You know, they're very lightweight, very, very fluffy.
Beautiful. Beautiful. I like the background too, girl. You got the background all hooked up.
This is my little office. Y'all don't see that, you know, but this is my office. And one day, I'm into interior decorating. That's my thing, interior decorating.
Well,
so,
you need to make that a service, girl. You need to make that a service.
I do interior decorating, and my specialty is work with what you got. Work with what you got. And I'm telling you, you can make miracles. Look, this is I'm going to show it one day. But right here, this is my office made with 2 utility racks.
Oh wow!
2 utility racks. I done put. I'm gonna take some pictures. I'm gonna let everyone see my utility racks. I got my roof on the top of me. I got storage. It's hooked up. I made curtains on the side. I got my curtains.
Wow.
I covered up my background, you know, because I put this behind me is my desk.
Right.
Let me make it clear. This is my desk.
Okay. Wow.
So in front of me is my computer. Behind me is my desk, all with a utility rack. And the mirror is my wall because I don't want to see too much behind. You know, I don't like seeing too much. I can't be seeing everything else. I gotta.
Wonderful. So that there's another skill she has. So if you want her to do any interior decorating,
I done hook people up. Hook people up. I'm telling you, I went in their house and transform it. And I'm telling you, I had this one sister
via email. Contact.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Go ahead. What you was gonna say? What you was gonna say? You had one sister.
I had this one sister in tears because she asked me to come and help her, and I was just doing it. She actually came to my door and looked for me. She had someone to call me. I didn't respond. Next, you know, she was at my door the very next day. I was like, okay, this is serious. I didn't ask her how. I didn't say nothing about money. I just went to help her, but she just broke down crying by the time we was done. You know, she broke down crying. She was like, you know, she don't know what happened to her. You know, she's like, you know, if her mother was alive, you know, her mother would have told her, you know, certain things, and she said, this is things my mother would have helped me with, you know, and it was just very emotional, but it was beautiful. I just transformed place.
You bring that out of people, and that's good. It's a good emotion that she let out. That's good.
Yes, it was good. That place was beautiful.
Yes. Oh, okay. Well, you know, moving right along, we want to remind everybody to support some of our great people that's a part of this movement. Of course, make sure you go to Better Health Spa, Better Health Shop .etsy.com. That's Better Health Shop .etsy.com. 1-800-820-7822. That's 1-800-820-7822. They got the burdock root, they got the sea moss, they got the monatomic gold and the colloidal silver. Make sure you check them out. Very good people. They loving us, they loving them. And of course, if you want to get my books are available online right now. Please go through Linktree. Please, if you want to go to all my links and you want to get my books, go to Linktree/King Simon the Numerovator. That's King Simon the Numerovator. Make sure you get that going on, okay? All right, next we have my son's music. Make sure you support my son. Let me see. My goodness. We're moving slow. My computer is messing up, family. Forgive me. My computer's messing up.
Those are different albums of his?
Yeah, those are albums. Those are songs. Those are songs and albums that he has. Yes, he got a lot of music. A lot of music.
Okay.
He got a lot of music. He got a lot of music. A lot of music. I mean, he don't stop recording. So yes, this is his link. Make sure you hit him up. We just waiting him to just explode with all of it. You know, he a number 5, so he gonna do a whole lot of stuff. That's just him. So I'll be laughing. Also, don't forget to support our dear sister Janelle Lewis, 347-866-1153. That's 347-866-1153. Janelle Lewis, real estate consultant, salesperson. Please give us a shout. Also, don't forget Lloyd Strayhorn. Take his class, Lloyd-Strayhorn.com. Lloyd-Strayhorn.com. Also, today, I did a lot of recording for this class. I did like 3 to 4 hours of recording for my Numerovation, my holistic Numerovation. So it'll be ready, and like I said, it's going to be out by June 22nd. So make sure if you want to get those classes, I think they're all pre-recorded. Please email me at the email right there, the numerovation@gmail. If I haven't responded, it's all right. I will respond. Stay focused. Don't worry. I just want to make sure all those people that. And matter of fact, I'll be sending the link, the Eventbrite link, to get the to pay for it when it's time. So also.
King Simon, repeat that last part. You said it was choppy. Which was your link?
Yeah, I will be. Yeah, I'll be sending out the Eventbrite link soon. I'll be sending out the Eventbrite link for the classes. Okay. You heard that? You heard me?
I hear you loud and clear. Yes.
Okay, good. Again, family, forgive me for the choppiness. It's my side. It's on my side. People, go support pedalwise.com and please use 10% off coupon code 12King2012. They got great womb sweeps. They got great things for fibroids. They're doing a great job over there. Big up to the whole Florida family out there. And last but not least, of course, if you want to do a Numerovation session with me, please text me your full name and date of birth to 347-496-1022. That's 347-496-1022. And please, if you live outside of the United States, use WhatsApp. Use WhatsApp if you live outside of the United States. Very important. All right, so we're going to get ready for this prayer. Are you ready for the prayer, sister? Woo. I'm slowing up here. What's going on here now? Hello? Let me see what's going on. What's going on?
Always ready for the prayer. We ready.
All right, let me just give this content disclaimer. The views, comments, and opinions expressed by guest speakers or authors on this YouTube channel do not necessarily reflect or represent the views and opinions held by this channel's broadcasters and its sponsors. Parental guidance is advised. And last but not least, let's get ready for the prayer. Hold on, let me put up Delbert Blair's site.
Delbert Blair.
Please support his site, themetacenter2.com. Support the site, themetacenter2.com. Dr. Delbert Blair is the one that came up with the prayer, and we're going to show that respect. So, all right, sister, let's get ready for the prayer. And let me put it up for you. And you want it? Here it is. Here we go.
Here we go. Yes. Hold on. Let me get my bowl. Let me get my singing bowl. Let me just get that. Let's in case anybody's sleeping. Here we go. Wake us up spiritually. Yes. Yeah. All right, family. Here we go. Deep breath in and exhale. Give thanks to the Most High, to our ancestors. Please, Universal Creator, know in my heart that I love you. Please protect me and this planet on which I live now. Please open my mind, my spirit, and my soul to receive only truth in your love now. Give
Say it
thanks.
for the people in the back, girl. Say it for the people in the back.
Here we go. Collectively, family, we gonna speak we, us, and our. Let's do this. Please, universal creator, know in our hearts that we love you. Please protect us and this planet on which we live now. Please open our minds, our spirits, and our souls to receive only truth in your love now.
Yes, Asheo, Asheo, Asheo.
Asheo.
Asheo, Asheo. I want to say, first of all, I want to say condolences to my brother's family. Tad Cromwell, he lost his mother recently. Our dear brother, we had him on air doing talking about fitness and better fitness, and we had him on here a couple months ago. He just lost his mother, and I know they're doing the service for the mother in Virginia, and I think they're doing a memorial right here in New York. So I'm gonna see if I can go support that. He was a dear brother. His mother was a great commodity in the studio in that neighborhood where I grew up with. Also, she was also a good friend of Miss Lyons, who was one of my teachers back in the day in the PS school. So, honor to Miss Cromwell. Love and light to Miss Cromwell. She is now an ancestor. Tad. Also, big up to Doggy Diamonds. Big up to all of Tad's family, all of Tad's children, all of her children, and all that. Tad Cromwell, his mom's transition, and love and light to her. She's now an ancestor, and we got to always show that love and respect. And she was a beautiful woman, a beautiful chocolate sister, man, a beautiful black woman. And Miss Lyons, who was also the lioness of our school back in the day, was that chocolate sister that we always seen and kept us in point and kept us in place in PS11 back in the day on Waverly Avenue in Brooklyn, New York. So I used to go there back in my day, so I know what it is. Tad, love you, brother. Love you always. Love you, Tad, all the time. Thank you very much for being here with me. Thank you very much. Of course, Empress Aisha Thank you, beautiful. Thank you for coming out and give your children a great big hug, okay?
Of course, yes.
All right, we'll talk, all right? I'll call you after, if anything. Okay.
Okay.
All right, peace. Peace and love. Yes, that's our sister, Empress Aisha. Thank you, King Randall. We had King Randall on here earlier. He did a great job. Big up to King Randall, the founder of the X for Boys. This weekend, once again, Jocelyn Brown, Tiffany Davis, we are our ancestors' wildest dreams. Then we have Amen Ralph Valentine, bam, Dr. Phil Valentine's son, coming on at 9 p.m. that same day on the 13th of June. And then on Tupac's birthday, we got Zion Lex coming in. Music, religion, spirituality with Brother Zion Lex. And then on Thursday, we have Sacred Secret coming in, entrepreneur and transformation coach on Thursday, June the 17th. Thank you very much, family. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the peace. And like Marcus Garvey says, of you, mighty nation, you can accomplish what you will. And like Khalid Abdul Muhammad says, regardless of land, label, or language, there's but one. We love you. Later.